Wow, let's take a look at this. Incessant clinical pathways. And here I am. I'm at a business process management conference. I'm not at a health IT conference. I am at the Appian BPM conference. And it's not where I would have expected to find clinical pathways. So I had to come over here and find out more about you guys. Seemant and Vijay.
Hey.
First of all, we'll just pretend that most people follow me, are health IT people. They know what clinical pathways are. But for the person at home who doesn't know, what is a clinical pathway?
All right. So normally what happens is when you go to a hospital, right? So you're going in for some kind of a problem, right? What the doctor does is they say, hey, you look like you have a heavy breathing or something. So probably it could be a wheezing or it could be an asthma, right? So what that means is basically you're trying to follow a set of guidelines, which is nothing else but a clinical pathway.
Okay, that's a clinical pathway. What's the connection to business process management?
Okay, so traditionally, if you look at the clinical pathways, the idea of clinical pathway was actually to be more as an advisory kind of a role, as a set of sequence of steps that you have to do, the symptoms that you have to record, the lab tests, the radiology tests, the different kinds of tests that you have to do, right, and the assessments that happen based on that, right. But what happens is traditionally the doctors or the nurses that are there, they just go, they don't have a sequenced process, right. So what we are trying to do here is try to have the clinical pathway in a sequenced format so that, things are clearly recorded. There is a proper workflow that is there. There is a proper handshake with multiple systems in the hospital.
Okay, I kind of like the idea of proper workflow because on Twitter I'm sort of Dr. Workflow.
Okay.
Well, okay, let's just start back. You did clinical pathways. What is business process management?
What is business process management? Basically, if you look at it, is the way of simplifying processes in such a way that things have minimal intervention. There is lesser amount of turnaround. There is lesser intervention. Things that you can actually automate. You just move from one step to another without having to wait for an intervention.
Move from one step to the other. I like that. Okay, so we talked about clinical pathways. So there's this 9-minute video here, which you're not going to play, but I'll post when I get a copy of it. And business process management. So how come nobody's ever done this before?
It's not the matter of nobody's done that before. I think, probably it's a good thing that nobody's done. The only thing we found was, there's a lot of value add by doing this kind of clinical pathway. One is, it gives you a lot of traceability, it gives you a lot of accountability, right? And the most important thing is, when the doctors or the chief doctors are not around, right? It gives even the nurses or the duty nurses an option to actually do a set of sequenced activities. Okay, so it sounds like what you're doing is you're implementing clinical pathways using business process management technology.
So I would like to add here, the reason probably Incessant thought about doing clinical pathway is largely because Incessant by and large is a BPM solutions and services organization. We have always been providing solutions in starting with financial services, and we have decided that now that we have gained so much knowledge about business processes, let us look upon the industries where all our knowledge can be implemented. So we found this one area which was highly uncharted.
And uncharted, yes, that's almost a pun, uncharted.
That's right.
Okay, well anyway, anybody who follows me on Twitter or reads my blog knows I'm a big fan of trying to get healthcare and BPM together, and you guys are doing that. Why are you here at the Appian BPM conference?
Do you want to answer that? Or?
Yeah, sure. So as I mentioned, we are Incessant's vision of being end-to-end BPM organization. We want to make sure that we utilize our experience in implementing the best of the breed solutions for the industry, and Appian clearly is one of the leaders in BPM space. So we decided to partner with Appian, utilize our domain expertise, and implement different solutions for the industry. So this is the best forum to be in, where we get to meet the prospects, the customers, and learn more about where industry is trending to.
And you have a clinical partner who's helped you with your clinical pathways?
Yeah, we have a partner back in India. So we do have guidance, we do get references from a team of doctors. So that's the
That's
premise
fantastic.
based on which the entire clinical path has been developed.
Okay, well, fantastic. We've exchanged cards. I'm certainly going to link up with you guys, and I think I've got some material here to read. Folks at home, see, I've got 2 sides there, and I just think it's so cool that someone is using BPM in an innovative way to improve healthcare. And I want to congratulate you, thank you, and I will certainly be following you and tweeting about you, and I hope to hear great things. Thank you very much, Vijay.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye now.